Yeah, guys. I know one of the biggest things that we struggle with as students is procrastinating. Just there's so much work to be done, so much, needs to be finished, whether it's for tests, assignments. There's so much that you need to get done, but you just can't get to actually doing it. And I resonate a lot to this because I used to procrastinate. I mean, to this day, I still do. But I always say, I think it's about just how you manage your procrastination and how you sort of squeeze out as much efficiency and effectiveness in your days as possible. But I think the real key to actually overcoming your procrastination is understanding perhaps why you procrastinate. And I think this is an approach to sort of sorting out a lot of problems that you have in your life, which is understanding the source of the issue. Why is the issue there? Why do you partake in that behavior? Why is that a go-to for you? I think once you start to understand the underlying issues of why you procrastinate, then you can better manage your procrastination and squeeze out as much efficiency as possible in your days, in your weeks, in your months, and of course, guys, perform better academically, and I think just live a more holistic life. So I think first off, one of the reasons that a lot of us procrastinate is because we just feel overwhelmed. There's just too much stuff to get done. The pressure is too much. The work is insane. The workload is a lot. You can't even begin to just fathom how much it is. And actually, you can't even understand where to begin. I think this is the root of a lot of our procrastination habits. I know, especially back in my postgraduate, this was a massive issue that I faced where I felt so overwhelmed. There was so much to do that I didn't know where to begin, and thus the cycle of procrastination started. And I think when you're going through this, when you're going through being overwhelmed, I think it's because you're focusing on everything in its entirety. You're focusing on every single thing that you have to do, perhaps for all of your modules. And this will always overwhelm you. So the key to this is narrowing down your focus and just focusing on today. Today, guys. Today, this is what I'm going to do. Because I think when you just sometimes narrow down your focus and just look at what you can feasibly do today and actually start working, you beat this thought process that your mind is going through. Your mind is spiraling out of control, thinking about all the things. But then just focus on today. I can do this today. I should do this today. Let me, I can physically do these questions today. Maybe I can go through this section today. Yes, I understand there's a lot you need to get done before the exam, before the test. But just focus on today. I think just look at what you can do today and actually do something. Because once you start getting your mind thinking in this way, you have to be the one controlling your mind and your thoughts. And your mind is basically either your best friend or your worst enemy. So once you start focusing on the right things, then your mind finds ways to get these things done. So don't overwhelm yourself. Don't overwhelm your mind. Focus on today. In those moments where just everything seems a lot. And trust me, this worked for me. That's why I'm sharing it for you guys today. Focus on today. Get something done today. I think another reason we procrastinate heavily is perhaps we're feeling a bit demoralized. We're feeling a bit down, maybe. We're feeling like things aren't coming together. Maybe there's a lack of hope. Maybe you're just not feeling academics. You feel like your prospects at succeeding are, quite minimal. You're just demoralized. And because you're demoralized, or maybe because you lack motivation, you can't really just, get that input and, put foot to ground and study. Because there's so much on your mind and you just feel low, you feel down. So once again, I resonate to this because I went through this myself. Even to this day, I have those days where, you just feel down, or you feel demoralized, or you feel like things are not working. So I think there's multiple approaches to this, but I think first of all, understand that motivation will not always be there. And this is something that I've chatted on a bit, but motivation won't always be there. You won't always be motivated to do things. You won't always have that deep pull in order to get something done. And I think it's these moments that really define whether you're going to succeed or not. It's what you do in these moments. In these moments where you perhaps lack motivation. In these moments where, perhaps you're not seeing things panning out for you, but it's what you do in these moments. And I think this is where a bit of discipline is required, is needed. Because where we don't have motivation, I think this is where we need to start instilling discipline. This is where, you sort of need to push yourself to get things done. And of course, it's within sort of parameters. Obviously, you don't want to push yourself too hard, but it is important that you do push yourself to get things done, because you won't always be motivated, but the work will always be there. And I always, I have to encourage you guys to find a sort of deep desire for you to complete your degree. You need to have that image of why you want to get your degree done, why you want to succeed, and perhaps have a future image of who you want to be in the future. I think having these deep things, it gives you something to turn towards when you're feeling down, you're feeling demotivated. And I'll give an example, even within my own life. But I know some of us are working hard to finish our degrees in order to make a better life for perhaps our family, as well as ourselves, of course. But we think of our family and we think of the things that we can do for our family when we have a degree, a great job, and when we start building that financial stability for ourselves. And this is a thought process that I have in my mind as well. So back when it was tough, even now to this day, when things get tough, when things really get rough, when I can't pull myself to focusing and to getting things done, I always just go back to, who is Sifiso in the future? What is Sifiso going to achieve in the future? Where am I? This self-image I have of myself in the future, this is where I'm going, and therefore I need to get it done. I need to work hard. I need to just, I'm not feeling good, I'm not feeling motivated, but let me just do it, let me do something. So I think a bit of self-discipline is required. But in saying that as well, it's that balancing act of you also just making sure that you're not burning out, that you are giving attention to yourself, to your mind, you are getting that rest. I think university is a balancing act. So you have to learn how to balance things out. You have to learn how to manage yourself. You have to learn how to just pull yourself out when you're in a rut. And of course, guys, you don't have to do it yourself. If you do need to, go to a therapist or get some help from friends and family. You don't have to go through this journey alone. I think this is something that I have to emphasize. You don't have to do it alone. I have a very strong, sort of support system that I employ, that I use in order to sort of produce the best results for myself. So use as much resources as you have available to you and really sit down and think why you procrastinate. I've given you, I think, two sort of great things to start off with and, to help in your analysis. But there's so much more I could have touched on. Obviously, we only have so much time in these episodes. But I want you to just take some time and just deeply think, why am I actually procrastinating? What is causing me to procrastinate? Is it maybe a section which I'm not really too sure about, I struggle with, and it's going to be tested? Is it maybe you fearing that you're going to fail, or you're not going to succeed, or you're just going to let a lot of people down? What is causing you to procrastinate? What is causing you to not, put that effort in? What is hindering you in your mind? in just putting, foot to ground and actually getting stuff done. You need to answer these questions for yourself. So I hope this has helped you out a bit. I hope, this has given you a bit of direction and a bit of understanding in terms of perhaps why you procrastinate. And I really do hope that this helps you on your journey in procrastinating a bit less. Take things a day at a time. Don't try to rid yourself of procrastination once off. That's not how it works. It's just about progressively getting better and procrastinating less over time. So it has been me with another episode. I deeply hope that you've enjoyed this one. If you have, of course, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, and until the next one, as always, guys, let's continue on our journey in creating a better world.